I'm muted. Shit. Okay, there we go. We're not muted. Howdy, everybody. We're already ruining everything. Welcome to another episode of Book Club. We have a good one. It's particularly themed. Yeah, words are hard, guys. No, this theme is Nick Cage movie club themed words. Today we have an awesome panel and awesome choice of movies to watch, or that we watched and that we're going to discuss. And let's just get right to it. First up, we got Devil Made Me Do It. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here.
Heck freaking yeah. And then we also got Insidious Bliss. What's up, bud?
Hey, last time I was here, I was all prepared with like notes and everything. This time, just doing it live.
We're doing it live. I have some notes. I did pull up the wikis, just in case I want to look through some facts or previous works of directors, as I'll get into. But yeah, I also am just kind of going ham because that intro I just did right there was fucking awful. The theme of today's book club is Nick Cage. I don't know why I couldn't just say it like that, but I was just like, duh, 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 duh. I guess kids don't smoke weed. All
but
right.
also, I think it's because you're like looking at a bunch of shit on the computer, so you're only half like paying attention. You're like looking at all the monitor shit, and then you're like trying to talk at the same time, and you can't do both.
I guess. I did a decent job being on Cult of Carl's podcast, playing fucking Tsushima with Insidious and DJ at the same time. I thought I could do it, but words are hard sometimes. I'm a dingus. Anyways. And Dabs is here. Hello, Dabs. Just talking shit. Not talking shit. She was trying to justify what that my brain don't work when I'm trying to do multiple things, but I took that as an insult. Anyways, and we got Yarn Witch in the chat. Howdy, Yarn Witch. Heck yeah, and Insidious Bliss saying howdy. Freaking awesome. All right, well, let's just dive right into it. This was actually Dabs's idea. She's like, you should do a theme, and that theme should be Nicolas Cage, and I love that idea right away. So let me see here. Let me pull up. Dang it. Sorry, I get the Trying to get the posters to each movie up. Things are hard. Okay. Oh, jeez.
And you were actually prepared ahead of time, too.
I was semi-prepared. And then it just all came crumbling down. Okay, let's do this, and then this. All right, it's okay. On my side of things, music is playing, so it's not totally awful. People could at least vibe out to what's going on. It's not dead air. There we go. Raising Arizona is the first movie on the docket here. Directed by the Coen brothers that I didn't even realize till just a few minutes ago. Like, as we're like, Gabs is like, I still need to watch this, so we literally just put this on 2 hours ago to catch her up on things. But yeah, what year was it? 1970 something?
Yeah, because I had only seen like bits and pieces of it. I didn't see the whole thing, and I was like, there's parts that I haven't seen.
1987. Have you guys this is Insidious's choice. Obviously Insidious has seen this before, and I'm assuming, Devil, you've seen this. This is a cult classic.
Yeah, I watched it a long time ago, but I hadn't seen it for a while, so it was actually nice to watch it again. Really good movie.
Oh yeah. Super silly. Like you just don't get like these kind of goofy movies anymore, because as we were watching it, we were like having logical thoughts in our brain, like, wait, why would they go steal the baby why don't they just go get some of those pills that the Arizona's wife used?
Right, it's like they said on the news she took fertility pills. Why don't they try that first?
So yeah, no.
Straight to stealing a baby, but okay.
But hey, without that kind of just ridiculousness, we want to have a great movie, you know? Logic has ruined just goofy movies. People back in the day would just watch it and accept it and be like, heck yeah. Although I did read that this movie did get mixed reviews, and I think it just became a cult classic for fans of comedy. People probably didn't get it back in the day. But
that's of silliness.
Yeah. That's the kind of Coen brother thing. It's like the Big Lebowski. It's not, your traditional comedy. It's not just, slapstick. There's very kind of sometimes, like, you really have to think about the humor, but once you get it, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yes. So Insidious, what made you choose this one?
This was really like, because there were two movies that really came to mind. It's like when you said you're going to do Nick Cage, and that was one that I haven't seen, but I really want to. I just haven't sat down and seen it. It's The Vampire's Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Or the first movie I can remember as a child seeing Nicolas Cage in, which was Raising Arizona. And really what stuck out to me as a kid was like just the action scene where they're going to get the diapers.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Hilarious.
that is one like memory that I've just always kind of held on to. Is just like watching the cops chase after them. They lose the diapers.
Yeah,
all the gunfire going on.
Doubling back for the diapers. Yeah,
running down the aisle with the gunshots coming through the racks and shit. Running with the little thing of diapers.
I like how that chase scene starts when Ed realizes that he's not just getting diapers, he's getting robbing the place, and he's like, the way he just like fucking flings his gun, like he's all jokingly, he's not just he's like fucking pointing the gun, but then he flings it real quick, like does a quick twirl, and I don't know why I lost it. I'm like, this motherfucker's just like all calm about it, just come on, give me that gun. I don't know, the whole thing was so ridiculous.
Well, the great thing about Nicolas Cage as an actor is some of the characters he gets to play just are so freaking awesome. Like, there's so many actors that all the characters they play are so one note and stuff. Like, I love Dennis Quaid, but all of his characters, he's Dennis Quaid and kind of thing. There's nothing really out of stretch. With Nicolas Cage, some of the characters he plays are real somber. Some of them are completely crazy, like Castor Troy in frickin' Face Off.
Oh yeah,
just this like sociopathic freaking such a good
I almost picked that movie because I haven't seen it in so long.
Hell yeah. Like I said, the Coen brothers, I did not realize that until little like because I kept playing this movie in my Discord like over and over, and then I didn't realize till like one of the times, like the third time I watched it, at the end I finally read who directed it. I'm like, oh shit, Coen Brothers. And for some reason my brain thought that was the person that made Kingpin. And I don't know who made Kingpin, but it is not the person that made Kingpin, but instead made a ton of great movies. If just to excuse me, yeah, Raising Arizona was their second one. Blood Simple was their first one, which says here was more of a dark thriller. So when they did this,
it's like total opposite of this. very different.
Yeah. So I read that when they made Raising Arizona, they're like, we want to make the opposite of our last movie. But some other freaking fantastic movies they did, like you mentioned, Big Lebowski, Fargo. I didn't realize they did Fargo. That's makes sense because that's the like I was mentioning backstage, the wife of the Nick Cage's boss, H.I. McDonough's boss's wife, was the Fargo lady. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. And also Big Lebowski they did. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, which is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Freaking
great film.
I don't know how often I always sing what's that song that they sing in the
Man of Sorrow, isn't it called? Something Man
of Sorrow or something. No,
that song.
Love that song.
Have you heard, like, I think they're called Home Free, they're like an a cappella group, sing that song?
No. That's
one of their singers has this deep baritone voice, like really deep, and he sings so well in that. It's freaking really good. You gotta check that out. I think they're called Home Free.
Right on. Awesome. Heck yeah.
It might just be him who sings, but anyway, either way.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, more movies by the Coen Brothers. The Lady Killers, No Country for Old Men, which I didn't know that.
That's surprising.
Yeah, right. They keep going from just ridiculous comedies to awesome, like, just thrillers or not action, but just thrillers. Drama, some dramas, some. You always notice that, like, people that are some of the funniest people can make some great dramas, actors or directors. They all Burn After Reading. That was a pretty funny one. True Grit, and Hail Caesar was another one, and Ballad of Buster Scruggs, that was on Netflix. I thought actually that was a pretty funny movie. But yeah, man, the Coen Brothers are. I did not realize how awesome they were.
And actually, I kind of lied earlier when I said I didn't take notes. I started to take notes, and then I got to like, oh, this is a Coen Brothers movie. And where I stopped was then I got confused. It's like, wait a minute, are they still the brothers? Did they become the sisters?
Yeah.
I was thinking of the
Matrix Wachowskis. I thought I had the same thing go through my head. I'm like, wait, are they still the brothers too? I know I was thinking Wachowski sisters, but you don't know.
Right.
You never know. These days, dude, do you know how much of a mind fuck that was for me when I saw the words Wachowski sisters? I'm like, wait, what? There was two more? And they became directors? And then it was like, oh, both of them? What are the chances both of them did it? Anyways, I don't know. Moving on. Right. It's nuts. And they're Polish, man. Polacks are some of the most conservative. I bet their parents whooped the shit out of them.
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We got to keep an eye on Paul. Anytime he might start to turn.
Oh no, I already drink a lot of milk and have some like B cups, so I gotta hit the gym. Get rid of my chichis.
He's all you got to start calling me Paulina.
Yeah. Trying to think of what the.
Yes, but you're not a porn addict.
I'm not a porn addict.
That's usually where these things start.
Oh. Oh jeez. Let's see. Some people in chat saying Yarnwich said, "I've only recently heard of this movie, never seen it." Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Cult Carl saying great film. You and Me and the Devil Makes Three. Who's? Is that
from Brother Where Art Thou? It's one of the songs that the
Right. That was one of the songs. And heck yeah, Yarnwitch saying Home Free is awesome. Oh, right on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Is that they're fantastic live? That's the group you were talking about, Devil? Home Free, the acapella group.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Yeah.
They do they also do you remember that I'm Proud to Be an American song from Lynn Greenwood?
Okay.
They did a cover with him of that. That's freaking pretty amazing too.
Right on. Good stuff. Yeah, no, so back to the movie. Yeah, no, it like so many like times where I was like, that was an interesting choice, just because, you know, it was that era in time where making just taking chances on things is like, yeah, well, okay, we'll go with that shot. Huh?
Yeah, but also I was going to say, kind of on topic to what we were just talking about, when he's in prison and the big black dude's like talking about how sometimes he feels like he's a woman because he has menstrual cramps real bad.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Well, sometimes I get the menstrual cramps real bad.
They were ahead of their time here. Yeah. Very progressive.
Very progressive. Hell yeah, that was funny.
What? I like the bounty hunter, like how extreme he is, just like this sociopathic, like Mad Max figure that you send out to get your kid back.
Right.
Right, like he's like completely covered in like grease paint. He's like so dirty. It's just like he's like it's like not blackface because everything is black but his face, but
it's all just dirty. But yeah, that character was hilarious. I found it hilarious when he starts talking because he just had such a soft voice. He's like, my name's Steve. What was his name again?
Yeah, he sounded stuffed up. I'm like, does this guy have a stuffy nose? Is it from all the cigars? Like, what are they going for with this character here? What is this?
They should have gotten the guy, the voice who did that deep black voice. I get the menstrual cycles. That should have been his voice.
Right, and he had such a great introduction too. He's like shooting the animals and blowing them up.
Right.
Yeah, throwing grenades at rabbits and shit. He's wearing like a scorched rabbit skull around his neck.
The little baby booties, which I kept thinking of Kung Pao.
Bronze baby booties. They never explained that. I'm like, why does he have little baby booties? Like, what is this?
Like baby shoes.
Why, if somebody kidnaps your kids, why wouldn't you hire Mad Max to try and get them back, right?
It's like, you can trust me. I stole these baby shoes from another baby. It's like...
Yeah, I was going to say, well, Liam Neeson didn't apply, so, you know, you hire who shows up, I guess.
These baby booties are if you don't pay up when I find your kid.
Exactly. That's a threat. That's
the only child that he never like got back, and that's why he wears the baby booties, is to remind him of the one time he failed.
Oh shit.
See, like, that's the things that go through my head. Like, when I see something like that and they don't explain what it is, I'm like, okay, well, now I have to like make up what that's about. So it makes sense to me.
Hilarious. But yeah, that's kind of what I love about these older movies. They just like do things without explanation. And it's funny because we were just watching an episode of Sunny in Philadelphia where they remade Lethal Weapon, and Mac can't stop over explaining things in word form, like what's happening.
He's explaining the whole plot, all the exposition, like everything in explicit detail constantly.
And even D, he's like, okay, we get it. But yeah, look,
I know.
We get the total opposite of like that in these movies. They just make decisions, like do something, and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna question it. Let's just keep rolling with it. And I kind of love that. I kind of wish more movies would just be like that ridiculous.
I've talked about that before, that now movies, the film companies and the directors and stuff, they don't think their audience is smart enough to understand the stuff.
Yeah.
And so
Definitely.
they do over explain it and yeah, water it down. Sometimes you should just put something out there and let people figure it out. And if they can't figure it out, you know, so be it. But yeah, now they just it's really ruined movies.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. We've definitely lost a golden era of film, and everything's being torn down. The music industry got torn down, the film industry, freaking now video games are next, and it's just like stop, like go back to just creating things, you know? Stop thinking of, oh, how do we make money, or propagandas and all whatever we got to put in films. It's just like,
well,
go ahead, Devil.
Oh, the best example I've used this a bunch of times is with Star Trek. Back, if you watch Star Trek Next Generation, there are some like deep kind of ideas that they put in it, but they don't feed it to you like. They feed it to you in a way that you have to figure it out. Like the original Star Trek, they had those aliens that were half black, half white. Obviously, that was addressing racial disparities and racism and all that stuff. But they didn't have to. They didn't put like, okay, here's the black aliens. They're being pressed by white aliens. They cleverly said they're both in one, just different sides. And in the Next Generation, they do it with a transgender. There's these aliens that don't have a sex. And Riker falls in love with him, and they want to correct that because she's thinking as a woman, and so we have to stop that. She's not supposed to think that way. And so it's addressing this deep issue, but they didn't have to sit there and say, oh, these girls are being changed because sexism and all this. It was just real kind of nuance, and you had to figure that out yourself. They expected the audience to put shit together themselves. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't do that no more.
Yeah.
If you had that in Star Trek now, they would literally have a transgender alien that's being oppressed by straight hetero aliens that hate them because they're different. And so they would have to fight against this bigotry in space. And yeah, it does. It just ruins everything.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think like it used to be more about, like you're saying, like just like exploring those ideas and, in like a more nuanced way, where now it's more about like telling people how they should feel about the thing, versus like letting people decide how they feel or thinking about it, like it's like, this is how you should view this, and if this isn't how you view this, like you're a problem.
Yep, you're one of the bad aliens.
Right, exactly.
Kind of like this movie had like the was it the Woody Woodpecker, I think what it was, tattoo.
The tattoo, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you've got this movie, and it's clear. It's like it's a story about like this guy, and he's kind of leaving the outlaw part of him behind. But then when he goes up against the big baddie, they both have that same tattoo, and it's not quite explicitly telling you exactly what that means, but it just leaves it up for you to decide. But I think it's really kind of talking about like that's representative of him leaving behind his wild side and finally choosing that he's going to start doing the right things and have the family and return the baby.
Right, fighting the outlaw within himself.
Wow,
the family man.
See, I'm too dumb to even think of that. And see, that's what I like about movies. Where even like, oh, I didn't see that, but someone explained it to me. I'm like, oh, I see that now. Like you can make movies for idiots like me and still be like nuanced and not hand-holdy, have a message in there, like, but back in the day they would have like just good moral messages instead of fucking the propaganda there is today. But yeah, again, like this movie, at the end you felt like, oh, he did the right thing. You just feel like hey, you learned a lesson. It doesn't pay to be a
Nat babies,
exactly.
I agree. Like movies now, so many movies from when everyone was younger, they can watch like 7 or 8 times a year, even. Just like you can watch it over and over again, and sometimes you pick up stuff you never saw before. You don't have that now. Like there's so many movies now that I like, but I've watched them one time and I just don't need to see them again. I'm cool.
Right, like I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. But back on the topic of this movie in general, any favorite scenes? We also had, what's his face, John Goodman in it, which it took me a minute to realize that was John Goodman. But
yeah, no, I recognized him right away. And that, the wife, like I recognized her from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh yeah. She was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, she's George Clooney's wife in that movie.
Oh shit! Yeah, like Devil mentioned, the Coen brothers do like to use the same people. That's
John Goodman. He's in Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
he's in Brother Where Art Thou. He's in this one.
Heck yeah.
My favorite part would probably be, I like when the brothers go into the bank and they're all like, freeze, get on the ground, and the old guy's all like, hold on, you can get one. I can't do both, man. It's kind of like that was smart ass part.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was good too. Yeah, like that whole we mentioned earlier, after he robs and tries to go back to being an outlaw and robbing the diapers, and that whole chase scene was hilarious. I love the intro of the movie. He's like, my name H. John McDonough, and then hitting on Ed and just the dumb shit he says, and then he's like, and then she's like, my finance left me. He's like, she said her fiance left her. It's like, is she too dumb to understand? Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
When they're doing the mugshot, and he says, "You tell him I say he's stupid." Like,
yeah. And you could tell him I'll be here at Arizona County Correctional Facility for Men.
And then the next time he's getting arrested, he gives her the ring, and he's like, "I paid for it."
He's like, "Don't worry, I paid for it." Hell yeah! Oh god, yeah. No, that was a great intro to like a movie like that, where it's not like a slow build or anything. It just throws you in it, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? And then I love how they also like don't hold your hand into thinking like, oh, you're supposed to know who fucking Nathan Arizona is. Like, of course everybody knows who Nathan Arizona is. And then it just plays the commercial. It's like just this douchebag that fucking runs a unpainted furniture store. It's like, okay, cool, small town, huh? But yeah, no, great comedy, like all around. You just don't see comedies like this anymore, and I love doing these book clubs where I'm, on the last one I watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for the first time, and I'm like, goddamn, westerns are some fucking cool ass movies. I see the appeal now.
Yeah. And another scene too.
Oh,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I
was gonna say another scene too, which I know I picked the right movie for Paul, was the Polish jokes.
Thank you. Yes, and I love that. Yeah, I died laughing at the Polish jokes. The jokes themselves were fucking. I died laughing
terrible.
At, but they were terrible, but they were funny. Like I don't understand how people could be offended. I guess maybe when. I don't know, maybe certain racial jokes are just sting a little too hard because you're like, there's some truth in that. But like, what do you could say about Polacks? Oh, we're dumb? Yeah.
But that's why it's funny. Yeah, as I say, because that's what I always say about Polish people too. Like, there's like two types of Polacks. They're either like dumb, they're either retarded, or they're an alcoholic. Like there's no in between.
Or they're dumb alcoholics.
Yeah, usually both.
Or you get the combo of both.
Usually it is both.
But I'm Polish too, so I could say that.
Yeah, but you're only part Polish. I'm like full on Polish, and I got the full on Polish tisms yeah,
but at least you're not the alcoholic type, so
that's okay. Yeah, I'm one of the rare ones, guys. It's very rare for a Polak to not be an alcoholic. I made it, but my brain didn't, so I'm a little
broke the odds. No, it's funny because I'd say I think I'm a quarter, but I might be a little bit more Portuguese, but I don't think there's really any insults for Portuguese people. I don't think people really think about them.
Yeah, I can't think of any. Yeah, nothing.
No, yep. Oh, God. People in chat saying part Czech here, Bend Over saying he's part Czech. And hail to you, Bend Over. How you doing? Welcome in. The Polish jokes will kill me, and then he keeps saying how dumb they are, but he's dumb as fuck himself because saying it wrong. So the irony. The first one was the best. He's like, "Hey, how many light bulbs does it take the Polak, or how many Polacks does it take to screw in the light bulb?" He's like, "I don't know, 1." He's like, "No, 3." He's like, "Huh? Oh shit, I said it wrong." It's like, why does it take 3 Polacks to screw in a light bulb? Why? Because they're so stupid. and sweet justice at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
He's
I
getting
like that
pulled
they wrapped
over.
it up at the end. Yeah.
The way they wrap it up, his story is like he got pulled over. He's like, well, I guess there was one too many Polak jokes. He's getting pulled over by a Wachowski.
Yeah, Kowalski.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, that was a great ending too. Like, cause I was at first, I was like, oh, they're ending it on a dream sequence, but then you kind of realize, oh, all his dreams have come true. So this is, I would, argue that is how his life goes.
You know, one of the best scenes in the movie, because it's a real cool kind of camera trick that they did, I remember. You know when he has this dream sequence of the mother Arizona finding the baby gone?
Oh, that little...
And the camera is scooting across the ground, goes up over the car. You know how they do that? They actually put a camera on a board, like a 2x4, really long, and they have two people run along either side. So that's how it was able to go over the car and stuff and go over the fountain, is because each side just lifts it over, up and down, and that's how they get that really cool shot of the flying over stuff right into the window, into her mouth. It was a real clever kind of camera trick. I really love like when they do use stuff like that, and you're like sitting there going, how the hell did they use that? How the hell did they do that?
Hell yeah, for sure. Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm like, oh, I like that. It looked like a 90s music video right there. Soundgarden or some shit.
and the scene with him actually trying to steal the baby, that was hilarious, because like when I first saw that, I'm like, is he tripping? Like, is this happening right now, or is this a dream? Like, because just the whole thing was insanity. Like, he's like freaking out and sweating. The babies are like all over the place. Like, I'm like, why is he putting them down? What is he doing? Like,
I think
the whole thing was just a disaster.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to show that he is not ready for kids, but
right.
But he's gonna try. I think also, like you said, I think he was just testing out the babies. It's like, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, is he trying to see which one he wants? Or he's like hugging them, or is he trying to quiet them down? I'm like trying to figure out what is happening. Like,
again, it's for you to decide. In my mind, I think he was testing each one out, and then he was putting them down in particular places.
He got in the car too. He's like, I think I got the best one.
Yeah.
I like when he's outside the window and he tells the baby to shh.
Yeah,
and it doesn't say anything. He's testing the baby, see if it's a narc.
It's like, I like that one. Hell yeah. Oh shit. No, yeah. If y'all haven't seen Raising Arizona, I recommend it very much so. You know what? I usually play movies before to lead up to this, but I might play these 4 Nick Cage movies even afterwards, because people like might hear this and go, oh, you know what, I do want to watch it, but don't have a place to find it or whatever. Just come join my Discord down in the link tree, and I'll be playing these movies in our little channel for the theater channel, and heck yeah. So
yeah, it's a good idea.
Yup. Any other final thoughts on Raising Arizona?
Well, I just wanted to say that, yeah, like, as funny as it was also, like we talked about too a little bit, like dealt with like some serious themes, like obviously like the woman felt unfulfilled not having, a kid, like they really wanted a baby, and like even a rational, like, or a seemingly rational woman, that's a police officer, could be driven to do crazy things, because like you don't think rationally at that point, like you just want something so bad, and like they're trying to justify it to themselves, like, oh well, they have more than they can handle, like, so it's like fine, like we're doing them a favor, like how they're rationalizing it to themselves, like to think that they're like still good and doing a good thing,
Yeah, Gabs, I was watching the movie, and in my head I'm like, man, the women are just crazy when they see this baby, and the Gabs is like, that's gonna be me in 2 years. I'm like, oh shit, I better fuck. No exaggeration, exactly like that. No, women and baby crazy, and especially, because today's back to kind of talking about propaganda and today's day and age, they'll have you believe that going out and slooting it up is the way to go, when actually finding, the best thing to do is, like that one football player who got in huge trouble, saying, ladies, find yourself a man and start a family.
Yeah. You crazy Christian.
Yeah.
Oh my God, families, the nuclear families.
Women might feel find fulfillment in having a beautiful family and raising something and kids that achieve. Crazy thoughts.
Crazy, wild to think. Oh boy. But yes.
But unfortunately, for a lot of people, like, it's they believe the opposite. They're like, oh well, we have to go do all this other stuff first, or that school and like all this is more important, and then they miss out on the chance to do the thing that was actually going to make them happy.
Yeah. It's biology.
Yeah.
Can't
My
argue.
mom actually listened to this song when I was young that like essentially said that, and it was so annoying because after listening to it 7,000 times as she was vacuuming, it's now like stuck in my head permanently.
Oh no.
But it was the same message. I think it was from this person called Charlene, and it was never been to me, and it was all about this chick that fucking went around the world having sex with dudes and doing all just living this wild free life, and at the end of like it all, she regrets not having kids and a husband. She regrets not, because she's all like, I've been whoring around the world, and what I actually end up just missing holding a baby and having this guy next to me who loves me unconditionally. And I was like, so yeah, I remember that like distinctively after the 4,000th time.
Yeah, life will pass you by if you let it.
Yep. And with that, Raising Arizona, I usually don't do any ratings or anything like that, but I would give it a 4 out of 5. I don't know why. No, I don't like rating things.
That's a 10 out of 10. It's great.
It is great. I don't even know why I gave it a 4 out of 5. I give it a 5 out of 5 because I'm not an official ratings person, so do with it what you will. Everybody go check out Raising Arizona. It will be, again, playing in my Discord along with the rest.
You could just do like thumbs up or down.
There we go.
You don't have to give like a whole like scale or anything.
There
Like you
you
liked it. You recommend it. You say give it a watch.
Definitely give it a watch. 2 thumbs up. There you go. Strongly agreed. That's my ratings.
Got to make it more Paul though. It either rates skunk weed or Jamaican Kush.
Definitely.
Or just 1 or 2 Hadoukens. I don't know.
4 out of 4 Hadoukens.
I was gonna say, just pick a cat that reminds you of the movie.
Ah, that's a good one. Cat that reminds me of the movie. Beerus, because he's a goofball and he's an asshole.
Like Kane because he's a criminal, but Beerus is a criminal too.
Kane is a criminal. Oh shit! It's raining and I got a window open. Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead. Did somebody say something?
Oh, I guess.
Okay,
we're
sorry.
now.
All right.
I'm the captain now.
Alrighty. To the next one. Let's see. What do I have? How do I got it here? What do I got it? All right. Fuck it. We're doing this one. The unbearable weight of massive talent. Now, how the hell do I pull this thing up? There we go. Okay. This was my choice because, well, I mean, it's the culmination of all the Nick Cage culminates into this one movie. It is uber self-aware and extra targeted. There's a scene where Nick Cage, or there's multiple scenes where he's hallucinating his younger self, and he makes out with him younger self.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh jeez.
That was the hardest.
Him in the bar. I'm like, oh no.
But see, this is another one where like it's a super funny movie, but also like it's like like talking about some interesting stuff, like about like how famous people are narcissistic, how they're he's like in love with himself a little bit, like that's why they even have him like make out with himself, you know, like the ego, you know, like they even go into like how like it affects his family, and like it's not real, like this isn't like how Nick Cage's life actually is, but like it very easily could be, you know, and I would argue that that's something that a lot of stars like kind of go through. So I just thought that was very it was interesting, and as funny as it was, like, you know, that there was still like actual shit going on too.
For sure. It's not just like a, because it felt like one of those modern day comedies, like a you know, the modern day classics like a Pineapple Express, or you know, where it's goofy but then there's action going on and stuff. And right, because like the whole like drug lord stuff, and having like serious things happening to somebody that should not be in that situation, you know, like that's not his job, but he's like, you know, acting, being a spy, same thing. Spycraft. Like, I'm actually good at this. Oh man, no. I was extra stoned when I first watched this movie, and I couldn't handle it.
Well, I remember like seeing the commercial for this movie like way before it came out, like, and I was so stoked, and they were releasing it like on 420, and I was like, oh my god, like that's perfect, they know what they're doing, like this is fully aware, like they know about the Nick Cage subculture, like how, like, you know, and even too, because like that's like how the movie is, like how the movie starts, like they're watching a Nick Cage movie and she's like, oh, Nick Cage is so cool, you know, like, and that's us, like when we watch Nick Cage movies, we're like, fucking Nicolas Cage. You know?
Oh shit! Hey, Kay's up in the chat saying great movie poster. I know this one is the fucking.
Yeah, because like I love Nick Cage. He's like one of my favorite actors. Like the movies he's in could be terrible or they could be amazing, but either way, like I'm enjoying watching it. Like so, that's why I was like, we gotta do Nick Cage book club. There's gonna be many of these.
Oh yeah,
I went into this movie. I had no idea what this was. Right. Like, I saw the Nick Cage, just like, all right. You know, it starts off, you have that scene where, like, you know, that person's being kidnapped. It's just like, okay, well, how does this tie into this? Like, is that like a movie? You know, you're watching, you see, like, his interactions with the family, you know, and it's obviously strained. You kind of see, like, you know, he's kind of heading down the washed-up actor path. And then you get to that island, and it's just like, okay, what is this? Like, why would some like super rich person invite Nick? Well, besides she's an actor, but why is he there?
Right. So, when he asks him to, he's like, "Javi's not gonna make me fuck his wife or watch me or watch me."
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm worried about. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah,
I'm Javi.
And then
I like. Yeah, I like that. It takes a good actor to be so self-aware and play into it that much. I mean, they're essentially saying, okay, the character you're going to play is you, a washed-up actor who, you know, can't get the big roles anymore. Are you okay with that? Most actors
someone
like,
that takes every role, yeah. Like, you have a terrible family life, yeah, like, it's, for sure.
And I love that he keeps and I wonder how close that is to reality, how he loves all those classic movies, like he keeps mentioning that cabinet of something like
Dr.
that.
Calamari.
Dr. Caligari. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm all like, a movie no one's ever heard of. Does Nicolas Cage, the real actor, actually love that movie and that's why it's in there, or is that just, you know, the director or writers added that in?
Right. And see, I think that there's like parts of it are truth, you know, like I think that like that he really does love acting, but also too, like you said, like it's a job and he's working, so that's what he does is he works, like, you know what I mean, like you wouldn't be telling somebody else like, oh, like why are you doing that plumbing job, you know, like it's not a nice enough house or whatever, like it's a job, like he's an actor, he likes acting. He likes playing characters. If he thinks it's interesting enough, he's going to take it, even if it's some weird foreign movie.
It kind of explains, you know, how everyone jokes that like Nick Cage just takes any role, like he just does every movie, and this movie kind of explains, it's like, yeah, I'm an actor, dude, you know, it's a job, and he gets serious with it. And then I love that scene where he's trying to he's talking with the director or whoever for the upcoming movie he's trying to get into, and he's like, "You want me to do a read for it?"
Right, you want me to read?
I'm gonna read right here, right now.
I think the biggest question about the movie, though, is Paddington 3 really that much of a masterpiece?
Paddington 2. It was Paddington 2.
Oh, I thought it was 3.
It was 2.
Yeah, Paddington 2, yeah.
Which it was hilarious. I had these movies playing in my Discord over the weekend, and I was out working, but I got a message on my phone, and I can't see if I try to pull up the stream from my computer, it'll log me out of the computer and log me onto my phone. So I could open the chat, but I can't see what's playing in the Discord. And our buddy Angry Canadian, shout out, he messages in the Discord of that call, and he's like, Paddington 2, LMAO. And then he's like, what movie is this? I'm like, if you said Paddington 2, I was like, I'm away from the computer, but I'm assuming it's Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And he was just he just was dying laughing in the chat. He's like, how is this movie so self-aware? And then he was just laughing. He's like, I trust Nicolas Cage more than the FBI. Just random quotes from the movie. Oh shit, yeah, no, this was really underrated, and kind of went under the radar just because it was 2022, I think this came out. And
yeah, I feel like a lot of people didn't see this, and it's like one of my favorite Nick Cage movies and one of the best ones, because like Paul said, it's like a culmination of like Nick Cage. It's like all of Nick Cage's like work has led to this.
Yeah.
And like they bring it up, like there's so much Nick Cage lore, like all this stuff, you know, like too real quick, I just wanted to say, like, because at first, yeah, like you don't know where this movie is going, and then like when Javi has like his fangirl moment, like as soon as he's not in Nick Cage's presence anymore, and he's like talking to Gabrielle about, he's like, oh my god, like he's so cool, like, you know, like he was just like when that happened, I was like, oh my god, like that's when I lost it, and I was like, okay, this movie is gonna be hilarious, like it's, you know, like it's silly, like that's too funny.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I know just through current, you know, current day stuff, you see some people, like you see Pedro Pascal on there, and that might turn some people off because he's in everything, and or you just don't like the dude.
I don't even like him, but he was good in that part. Like he played that part well.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got also Neil Patrick Harris. I thought he was pretty funny in this. Tiffany Haddish and her partner. I forget his name, but I've seen him in a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, I always remember him from Eastbound and Down. He's Top DJ.
Oh, Top DJ, yeah. He's the Russian DJ. Oh my god, we gotta do a TV book club of Eastbound and Down. I fucking love that show. Oh shit. Oh yeah, and Kay was saying here, this movie is literally known for that one GIF, and that's it. And she says she still needs to see it. That moment where they're
when they're
tripping
in the car, yeah.
What I wish there's a moment literally 5 minutes after that I wish that would have been gift, but it needs audio. It's when they're talking about the movie and Pedro Pascal, he's like, I don't know if it's the drugs, but we should have a big drug scene. And the way Nick Cage goes, oh wow.
The best part of the whole movie is that drug part where they're like on the acid and they get there and they're all, are those guys following us?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna look at them. They looked over. Oh, that is the best. Them two running around, it just reminds you of, you know, playing pretend,
jumping over the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like jumping each other over the wall.
Oh yeah, the drug scene is the best. So when you do watch that moment or watch the movie and you see the moment that everybody knows, get ready, because it starts out that way, and then it just keeps going uphill from there. That's just the start of the ride. Yeah, no, I love that, because that scene just reminded me of them, like two kids having playtime, playing pretend, you know, kids with guns playing soldier and shit.
Yeah, or again, kind of like our last movie book club, like kind of fits with the underlying themes of just like bromance, like just bros hanging out, bro, and what, like finding your bro, you know.
Yeah, and I love how Nick Cage is like, no, Javi's not. He's like, I know people. I'm a thespian. I know he's not a bad guy. I always have to trust my thespians. I forgot what he called it. He called it some weird thing. Yeah, no, this
yeah, because he's a trained actor.
Yeah, so he could read people. He's like, oh, I trust Nick Cage over the FBI. That's what what the angry Canadian was saying. That was the scene for that.
Classically trained lesbians.
Classically trained lesbians. Oh shit, no, but yeah, like I said, this movie was too ridiculous, too good, and I actually just read. I was just reading. I got the Wikipedia's up. No, really known Kevin Etten written the screenplay. I don't really know what he's not important enough that Wikipedia has a page on him. But it was saying it is unfortunately that it performed poorly at the box office, grossing only $29.1 million against its 30 million budget. So it lost 0.9 of a million, so 900,000.
Yeah, which is a huge shame. It's a highly underrated movie. I think that not enough people like were aware of it. Like I said, I saw a commercial, like, a trailer for it, and that made me want to watch it. But I guess not a lot of other people saw it and felt that way. But it's a shame.
Yeah, and this was definitely, I think, for the group of movies, this was the most pleasant surprise for me because I didn't really know anything about it, and man, that was just an absolute fun movie from start to finish.
For sure.
And then like I was saying, like all the like Nick Cage lore in it, because he's he's a huge fan. So like he's got his golden guns from the one movie, he has the chainsaw from Mandy. Like he's got like all this, like all the props and paraphernalia, and like if you're a Nick Cage fan, like that's pretty cool to see too. And like I am a big Nick Cage fan. I was gonna pick Mandy as as my movie this week, just because like it's one of his like cult classics, and they mention it in that movie, and it's one that most people I don't think have seen.
Yeah, definitely gonna do more of these Nick. This is only part one of many to come. That man is a national treasure. Gino would like that pun.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. And it was funny because speaking of Gino was like, "Oh, you got to do Willy's Wonderland." Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it's a great one. He doesn't speak the whole movie. It's like
it's a movie. It's kind of like a Friday Night at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah. Where it's like a haunted playhouse thing or something. I don't know. The robots are going
like
crazy.
A haunted Chuck E. Cheese, type thing. Yeah.
Apparently, he doesn't say a single word in that movie. I haven't seen it. Gabs has seen it, so I'm interested in watching that. Yeah, it's
great. He just like keeps drinking energy drinks and like smoking, and he's like trying to clean this place because like his car he's stuck there, and if he cleans the place, they'll fix his car.
Oh my god! All right, well that's definitely going to be on the next one, and we're gonna have to get Gino for that.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But I was like, but what happened here? I was like, they're like, okay, we got Nick Cage, but we can't afford to pay him enough to like actually
say
memorize
words,
lines or anything. Like he's not gonna talk.
What was it? Yeah, I wonder if the decision to make him not speak a financial one or an artistic one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just such a weird choice, and I'm like, what influenced this? What made them be like, okay, he's not gonna talk? Because it's not that there's no talking in the movie. There are other people and other characters, and they speak. He doesn't.
See, and this proves, with that movie, it proves you could do a silent Link protagonist in a Zelda movie. Because Nick Cage did it in Willy's Wonderland, which will be on the next fucking Nick Cage movie book club. Any other scenes that stood out, or performances by anybody that?
I like the one critique I have of it is I figured out pretty early that it was his cousin that was the true bad guy.
Okay.
You could just because Pedro Pascal's character, you could just like, yeah, he's definitely not some bad drug dealer, but his cousin right off the bat, you're all like, yeah, that guy's probably the one, that kidnapped the girl, because he seems like a pretty bad trash bag. So that was the one part, is that it didn't kind of surprise you at all. You knew where this movie was going, but otherwise I thought it was a great movie.
Right on. Yeah, they could have made made that more of a surprise, but yeah.
Right, but I think also too though, like that's kind of part of the trope of those kinds of movies where it's like, like the obviously bad guy, like the
right, Die Hard.
He was, like just like the stereotypical. They even gave him the blonde hair, like he's obviously the bad guy. Like,
and trust Justin Timberlake.
Never trusted.
Tips are a sign of evil.
Exactly. If they got bleached blonde hair, they're the bad guy.
Oh shit. But yeah, no. I thought the same thing. Insidious, what you said, like this was a pleasant surprise. I did like, cause everybody like was a big. If you're a stoner, you were a big fan of like Pineapple Express and like those kind of like goofy ass comedies, but it still was like full of action and just a fun time, a fun ride the entire time.
An adventure.
And an adventure. Right. And this was totally that. It like just kind of took you on a ride the whole time, and you never got bored. It just kept going. With the ridiculousness. And yeah, like you said, Gabs, the Nick Cage lore was at fucking peak. Just constantly referencing, even starting off the movie with fucking Con Air, fucking that scene of his
hair.
Oh yeah. So.
Yeah. Or it's just a good bro movie, like someone said before, right? Because even the point where they like swap shoes. It's just like it was just like two little kids, just hanging out.
It's so ridiculous. And both of them, dude, the performance between those two, so that's why Pedro Pascal totally killed it. Like, he played a good man-child, and so did Nick Cage. It's just two man-childs just broing it out. It's so fucking funny, jumping off the cliff together. I didn't realize it was that high.
Right, and he's like trying to appeal to Nick Cage, because Nick Cage is like, I'm quitting acting, and he's like, figured like, the way through to him is, he like brings him out there to the cliffs, and he's like telling him this, like, oh, they're after us, and
he's like, stop it.
I like how.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, right off the bat, he's like, yeah, I'll go out to a cliff with a strange dude who, like, anyone else would question that? He's like, I'm not going into the fucking thing with you, dude. You cool?
Right, yeah, well, that's like, at first he's like, yeah, no, not doing that. Like, and she's like, you're going to get up and you're going to go to the cliffs and you're going to like it.
Oh, man. Yeah, massive.
And also...
Go ahead, Gibbs.
No, I was just gonna say also too, I like the seamless transition at the end, when it goes from like what's actually happening to the movie about like what happened, like the movie that they made together, like about the situation, and
yeah,
I just thought that was funny.
That was
it was cute, and they tied up the family story, and they had their nice happy little ending.
Not the kind at an Asian massage parlor. But no. I thought I actually was tweaking out at that part. I was watching the ending of the movie, and I'm like, wait, did the mom and the daughter actress suddenly change? I'm like, oh right, they made a movie about this. And I was just tweaking out.
Kind of like Tropic Thunder, it's like the making of the the movie about making the movie.
Yeah. Oh god, but massively underrated movie. It's that GIF alone that everybody sees, I wish that would inspire people to watch the movie or learn. Spread the word, guys. That's what it's from, this movie. and go watch it somewhere. It's a shame that current day theaters just aren't packing, and these days people aren't, movies aren't drawing meats on the seats, as they say. And I thought this was a good one that could have potentially filled some seats up, but
right, like I said, I'm surprised because I think it came out on 420. I feel like it was like for that demographic, or like that audience would enjoy it, so I think the only thing I could think is, like you said, like people just don't really go to the theaters. So it was at a point where people were still kind of like afraid to go out and do things.
It was 2022, and it wasn't until 2023 that they actually said, okay, you don't need masks on planes and whatever. So this was still in the middle of the pandemic, and just probably suffered because of that. But massively underrated, and if you like a goofy, it had that Judd Apatow kind of goofiness to it, like Step Brothers and Step Brothers was Adam McKay, I think. Anyways, the Judd Apatow, Adam McKay, early 2000s, late 2000s comedies with Will Ferrell's and the Seth Rogens. I know they're pieces of shit now, but you loved their movies back then. Don't lie. You got stoned and watched fucking Step Brothers 100 times.
We now interrupt Step Brothers to play Step Brothers.
Was that from Family Guy? Or American Dad?
Like
I think it was American Dad.
American Dad, maybe.
We interrupt Family Guy to bring you the beginning of... Or not Family Guy.
No, Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. Yeah.
I also think that I haven't seen the trailer, but I'm also wondering if people understood what it was, because it is kind of, if you don't understand that he's Nicolas Cage and he's playing Nicolas Cage, like it might get confusing of what the story is. So maybe it just didn't portray that right.
Right.
From what I remember, it was pretty clear, because I remember seeing it and being like, oh my god, this is going to be hilarious. Like Nick Cage as Nick Cage. But it because it even was like pretty upfront about the fact that it turns into like an action-y thing. So I don't know, like it had everything, like from the trailer you could see that it had everything. So I thought that it was really going to be like a big movie, and it just kind of was not.
Yeah, I blame, like I said, the pandemic plus maybe a little bit, maybe they didn't have enough money. They had the splooge on
not enough marketing budget.
Money.
Like they weren't playing commercials in the right places. Like I think I saw it on YouTube,
Right.
So I don't know if they were like, running TV spots or doing like, enough advertising, but
yeah, for sure. Well, any other last thoughts on this? Thumbs up?
Oh, well, I think the biggest thing to learn is that you should probably play Paddington 2 after you play this movie in your Discord.
Yes, I will get Paddington 2 to play immediately after this.
Paddington 1 or 2, but I'm going to have to.
All right.
Also, it made me really want to watch The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
That too. Some strange 100-year-old Russian-German film. I should add those. Any movie that was mentioned will be added to the playlist of these Nick Cage movies in the Discord. Link below. All right, yeah.
Whenever I heard cabinet, it reminds me. Have you guys ever heard of cabinets of curiosities? That term.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah.
It's like rich people back in like the Victorian times and stuff. They'd have these cabinets in their house where they'd put like oddities, kind of like you would see at a Barnum's,
like a freak show, or
yeah, like these weird things that you couldn't really explain, and they like collected them as to show off to their friends. And so they'd have like two-headed animals and stuff, and they'd put them in these cabinets, and they were, I think, called cabinets of curiosity. So whenever I hear cabinet, it just like automatically triggers in my head. I wonder if that movie is about that.
There was like this TV show like that where like it was like a store, and there's just like a bunch of these like weird people that like collected all this weird stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I can't think of the name. There was something about like it might have been called like Cabinet of Curiosities or Curio of Curiosities or something. But
Yeah, I was just thinking, is that where a curio cabinet comes from?
yeah, kind of. Yeah,
possible.
like it was. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, and it would be like, they would collect like it would be like a jar of teeth or like a toenail clippings. So it's just like weird stuff, or like the skeleton of a bird, a fetal pig, just like weird things.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to get the cabinet of Dr. Calamari and see
Well,
if
he
it...
said that that's about a hypnotist, right?
yeah.
Like, or
He's got
put
a
like
spell.
someone under his spell, a
Oh.
sleepwalker under his spell, or I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's what he did say there. Yeah, I gotta find that. I gotta see if I can find that movie. Interesting. Alrighty, my rating for this is 2 thumbs up. I liked it. Get stoned and watch it.
All right, now which cat?
Which cat do I... This is... Ridiculousness. Probably Beerus again. Beerus...
He's the silly one.
He's the silliest one. We don't have many silly cats. Yeah, he's like the goofiest one. So I gotta go with Beerus, the cat that's in all my
But he needs
thumbnails.
to find his bro. Unfortunately, Beerus like wants to be friends with all the other cats, but he's like overzealous about it, and they're just like, "Dude, you're annoying. Like,
Yeah,
leave me alone."
Beerus may have autism and can't get along with the other cats. So this
He doesn't recognize their social cues, and that they're telling him like, "Back off, buddy."
So yeah, autism. This movie definitely is autism. Beerus. Alrighty. Let's see, what is the next one I have here? Trapped in Paradise. This was chosen by Devil. It was kind of hard for me to find in the old seas, if you know what I'm winking at. Literally, like, when you're saying the high seas, there's someone there sharing for you, and there was like one dude online, and I'm like, yo, can another dude log in so I could sail along with you? Anyways, took a long time for it to... Anyways, illegal activities are not being...
Just a seed, please.
Just one seed, please. Another seed. May I have one more seed, please? But yeah, no. And it's one other goofy thing. Before we even watched this movie, I think I was trying to see if it was on YouTube or if I could find it just any old where to watch it. And I ended up finding a clip of John Lovitz on Kevin Pollock's Kevin Pollock. Yeah,
Kevin
his
Pollak's podcast.
Yeah, sorry, it was a tongue twister. And he had a great story about him and Nicolas Cage when they shot this movie, that it was a disaster and that the director pretty much let them direct
Yeah,
themselves.
He was saying that the guy was an asshole and he didn't know what he was doing, and like that he kept just kind of being like just do what you want, like do whatever. Like there was not a lot of like direction, in the movie. And like John Lovitz apparently they just like hated working on it. But
Yeah.
it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
So when it says directed by, ignore that. It was really directed by freaking Nicolas Cage and John Lovitz and Dana Carey. Because one of the stories he said, he's like, there was one scene where we're in the car and we're fighting, and the director just says, do whatever you want. And Nick Cage goes, no, we're not gonna do whatever we want. We're gonna plan this out. And I'm like,
we can't just do whatever we want.
and I'm like, that totally seems like a Nick Cage thing to yell at the director.
Yeah, the way he said it, it's like, all right, you could definitely hear him saying it.
Yeah, so these three had and I bet that the director was thinking, oh, these guys are on SNL, they know how to improv shit. Nick Cage is a professional actor, the movie will just do, they'll do it themselves.
Right, and I think that's what he thought.
Yeah.
Like, he kept thinking, like, oh, like, get them to do, like, improv comedy, but they were like, no, like, we're actually serious actors, too, though. And, like,
We need direction.
some kind of direction. We can't just be out here, like, pissing in the wind. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And
Yeah. I picked it because it just... I wanted to pick something that I thought people might not watch. I didn't want to like pick the ones that everyone's seen because I was all like, maybe they want to see something different. But I also love how each of the brothers is so unique to itself. You got the klepto in freaking Dana Carvey who can't stop stealing just like pins and everything.
I loved his voice choice. I was like, how is he gonna like? What is he gonna play as? And then he just went this New Yorker with the high pitched thing. I'm like, okay, I like it.
And and then what's his name? Second brother,
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz. Yeah, how he's a perpetual liar. And then the wholesome story that this town is just like so nice that in the end, they all come together and kind of protect them, even though, they're the guys. It just was really good. I really enjoy.
Absolutely. This is definitely going to be on my Christmas playlist during the holidays now. Definitely a good Christmas movie.
I had completely forgotten about this movie because, like, after I started watching, I was like, oh my gosh, I've seen this before. And yeah, like, it is kind of just that Christmas feel-good. It's got the bank robbery in there, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But, there's so many great scenes. And also, too, it's got that Twin Peaks connection with the girl from Twin Peaks in it as well.
I've never watched Twin Peaks. I do that on a book club.
Oh, geez. That's the thing to go down.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I also like the him and the girl at the Nicolas Cage and the girl. I like when there's these odd pairings of the guy just is for some reason the girl just likes him and stuff. They shouldn't work, but they do. I really like that aspect of it too. Odd love.
Right. That is adorable. Yeah. No. I thought this whole. I didn't even realize this movie existed. When you see those three actors, I'm like, oh shit, they were in a movie together. Kind of like how last time we had.
I was gonna say, like John Lovitz said though, it's like he's like, yeah, I was in a movie with Nick Cage and Dana Carvey. We were playing brothers.
If you can believe that, Hollywood magic, yeah. Totally shouldn't work. But again, back to the whole like, yeah, they're not supposed to look alike or anything like that. Just roll with it. The whole attitude.
Yeah, but it totally worked. Like Devil said, like I think that this was a good choice because it might not have been one that many people saw. Like I didn't see it until now. And,
yeah.
I'm glad that I did. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah, it just had, again, that old school, just like this was, I think, early 90s. It just has that.
It has that 90s feel, yeah.
Just that 90s, like almost slapstick. Yeah, 94. Almost like a slapstick comedy. Not really slapstick, but just overly goofy. Yeah.
What's your?
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite character? I like the mom. I think the mom freaking cussing the people out and shit was like.
I 100% agree.
The mom was
hilarious.
Yeah, the mom.
And when Nick Cage gets picked up by the two guys that are like after them, and he's like talking about like his mom and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, do you have a picture of her?" And he shows them the picture, and they're like, "Oh shit."
And then he's like,
you just hear her in the trunk, like rattling around in the trunk.
And then he's talking to John Lovitz afterwards, like, hey, suddenly after they saw Mom's picture, they started beating me up and threw me out. It's like, yeah, maybe it was a bad picture. But I was thinking of the bank robbery. That whole scene when they're robbing the bank was fucking hilarious. How first they go to the bank and then they leave, and Nick Cage is like, if we had some guns, I'd rob that place. And fucking John Lovett's like, would you be mad if I told you it was a trunk full of cars? Pull over. Oh my god! And then the whole bank robbery scene was just so ridiculous. Of the one lady popping out, she's like, "Oh, I'm the bank manager's wife." It's like, "All right, we're going to the brunch shop, restaurant."
Then he takes everybody from the restaurant back to the bank.
And what was Dana Carvey trying to eat off someone's table? It's like, "Oh, he's got some fucking was it not scallops?
Yeah, it was like potatoes. It's got scallions.
Scallions. Oh, fucking scallions. Oh, put that fucking shit down." And then
I like when he gets the gravy at the Christmas dinner. He's pouring it on everything. He's just loaded on. Give some gravy.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was.
Just emptied the gravy boat. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to eat gravy or eat food. Just gravy all over it. I agree. No, but yeah, that whole bank robbery, and then them bringing everyone back to the bank, and and then what happened? Oh yeah, no, I blinked.
They bring everyone back to the bank, and Lovitz is doing breathing exercises.
Yes, and the song, also the song that he sings. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. Was that song he sings?
Can't get to heaven. Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Because y'all be dead. Don't you feel better?
The guard's just sleeping, like passed out.
That's what it was. I love the part where John Lovitz is like, stick him up. Someone got their bonus check early. What do you think you spent it on? I don't know why. I just love John Lovitz. He kills me in like every Adam Sandler thing he's done. Is my favorite. Like him and who's the I'm blanking on his name, but two SNL guys kill me. Like just their mannerisms, and John Lovitz. Yeah, like. He could say anything. That scene where he's like, you're doing the thing where you're making that who me look on your face. And he's like, huh? He looks over at Dana Carvey. Is it me?
I also love how the sheriff has the poor handicapped son and the horse and shit. And they still shit. They're like...
Steal a sleigh.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's the other thing, when they robbed the bank and they left the bank, and Dana Carvey just takes off, and then he suddenly stops, causes an accident. They're like, fucking, there, let's go. Takes off again. They finally catch up with him, and I fucking couldn't stop laughing at how Nick Cage is like, is he gonna do it again? Is he gonna do it again? It's just the dumbest thing. Yeah. It's the delivery of a lot of it was great. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that it suffered in people seeing it because Christmas movies, they either hit or miss. If they hit, people watch a shit ton of them, and they get some traction off of that. I think this one just at the time didn't get the traction, and since it is Christmas, second that holiday's done, no one's really watching them, and so yeah, it's just one of those ones that people don't really know about. But I saw and I thought that was a really kind of cute comedy that not many people know about, so that's why I picked it. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it.
Right, yeah, I totally loved it, and I think you're right about the Christmas thing. Yeah, it's either a hit or miss thing. When you said that, it made me think of I watched the making of Elf when Jon Favreau took over it, and they're like, oh, we gotta make a Christmas classic, and it's like, unless your movie is a Christmas classic, like a fucking Home Alone or a Die Hard even, you know, like something that's known for its Christmas holiday because it's just in the Christmas theme, you know, it's known for that holiday. Unless it's like top tier, S tier, then everyone's gonna forget about it. And although I thought this was, you know, a great comedy as far as like Christmas movies goes, yeah, it's not gonna hit any people's S tier ranking. Maybe ours. I like personally, I love the goofiness and you know, the comedy stylings of all this. But it may have.
But also, as I say, I don't think they put too much emphasis though on the Christmas aspect. Like, it's a movie that is yes taking place at Christmas time, and that's why, you know, like that's why they're like trying to be like more generous, you know, like the townspeople and everyone's like all in like, you know, like that spirit, you know, like. Even though, like, yes, that like ordinarily is just like a nice town, like everyone in that town seems to be like nice people, but like, I don't know, just generally, like, I feel like they didn't do too much Christmassy stuff. Like, they weren't like hitting you over the head with the fact that it was Christmas. It was just like
in the background.
It happened to be Christmas. Yeah.
Right. Maybe if they leaned more in the Christmasness, it would have been a Christmas hit. I don't know. But with the story of like how they said that they had to pretty much direct themselves, that may have been, you know, kind of subconsciously noticed by people. It's like, oh, you know, they a lot of the scenes did seem kind of improvised and stuff like that. Because
John Lovitz was kind of like, he implied that like they basically just did the movie because it paid well, you know. But other than that, like, it was like kind of a disaster to make. Yeah. And from what he made it sound like, I was surprised that it was such a good movie, you know, like, because I had saw that interview and then watched the movie, you know, so like going into it, like, I'm like, I knew that they had a difficult time making the movie, you know, but I don't think you would know that from watching the movie. I think it ended up being rather cohesive, even though they felt like they didn't have direction.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny, there was another story in that same podcast where he's like, oh, I recently ran into Nick Cage, and I took him, I think they went over back to to John Levis's place, and John Levis just so happened to have a Trapped in Paradise t-shirt, put it on, and went to, walked over to Nick Cage in his house, and Nick Cage went, oh, no, take it off, I'm not joking.
Yeah, he's like, he was horrified. Like, he didn't even think it was funny.
Yeah. So, like Gab said, it does not show in the movie that they had a horrible time making it. Although, you know what?
But it makes me think, too, of, like, you know how bands have, like, that song that, like, everybody loves and they have to play it all the time, so, like, they kind of hate it, you know? So, like, they kind of, like, didn't like making the movie, but it was a good movie anyways, and, like, people loved it. So, like, they just kind of have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that song, Take My Breath Away, in that way. The band that did that for Top Gun, they're, like, more punk. All their stuff is more punk. And they just wrote that song because the money and stuff.
Right,
yeah.
Now studio made them, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And now they're synonymous with it.
Yeah. Same thing with Don't You Forget About Me. It was made for...
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the name of the movie. Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club,
yeah. So, it will happen. So, but again, like was said, that you couldn't tell. This is, although I was going to say...
Yeah, if anything, all that lore just makes the movie even funnier.
Exactly. The lore of that makes it funnier. I would watch it again with that in mind. I would watch that the Kevin Pollak, John Lovitz. I would watch that, either the clip or that, just the clip or that whole episode. But yeah, knowing that going into watching this movie, and I was going to say, maybe the only time you could see the frustration is, I think, when Nick Cage just randomly just like flips out at certain words. I think that's him being frustrated. Is like, where's the direction in this film? But yeah. You're gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, I love the part. I want to know more of what parts were improv, because a lot, like you said, a lot of it seems like it might be improv, but what was and what wasn't would be really cool, like to actually have them go through and say, yeah, that part right there completely just, like when he says, because it's been a while since I've watched it, because I watched all the other ones, but I've already seen this like 6 times.
Right.
Isn't there the part where he goes, he's got a gun?
Yes.
Like that?
Oh.
Like, is that improv, or was that just like, was that actually in the script for him to say it that way?
No,
And so,
I
yeah.
could guarantee that was a Nicolas Cage choice. Guaranteed. I could. You know what? I would love.
Seems like a very Nick Cage choice.
It seems like I've watched enough Nick Cage movies to know that was a Nick Cage choice. But I would actually love to do like a proper kind of watch party for this movie, and like sit here, open because I usually have the theater with mics turned off, but turn the mics on and kind of go through each scene of this movie and be like, improv or not improv. And fucking
thumbs up or thumbs down, guys.
I almost guarantee most of it will be improv, but it would be interesting to kind of sit and dissect. But yeah, that was a hilarious. I love that we found that out before watching this movie, all that lore out before watching this movie, because that just made this, like Gab said, that made this movie 10 times funnier. But yeah, I love this choice. This was a great choice. Classic Nick Cage. Like, yeah, that scene. He's got a gun. It's such a Nick Cage moment.
Rather than like his like over the topness, you know.
Yes.
But also too, just like the dynamic of the brothers, like you said at first, like there's like the klepto one, the like
the liar.
pathological liar one, and then Nick Cage is kind of like in between, like he's like struggling, like he wants to be good, he wants to be different from them, you know, but like he can't help that he has that little bit of that in him too, like he wants, you know, like it was easy for them to tempt him into the robbery, you know, because he's prone to those types of things too. As much as he wants to think that he's different from them, he is just like them.
It's almost like a callback to Raising Arizona, the same character.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, we're like,
right?
another bank robbery?
Yeah, that was the theme here. Bank robberies between yeah, crook Nicolas Cage. He loves being a crook. But no, yeah, that was a great choice. You know, again, I love when people pull out these, you know, kind of random obscure movies that like kind of just got fell by the wayside, just kind of lost in translation, you know, just, you know, and yeah, man, this is the perfect time to find movies like this, because unless we're getting movies like Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, you know, we're mostly getting crap, and we're not, no meats are filling the seats in theaters, but it is a good time to go back and see things that you may have missed. I know I've missed plenty, which is like why I'm doing this book club thing, and why I try to force 4 movies in at once, because if I was doing 1 movie at a time, we would never get anywhere. So but
those are some of the best ones, the hidden gems. There's so many movies out there. That's why when I start up that Devil's Angels thing, that's why I'm doing it that way, is because there's so many movies out there that are just such good movies and no one's ever heard about them. They just, for whatever reason it is, they didn't get the popularity or a fan base to them, and they just disappear. But if you've seen them, you know how good they are, and you like them.
Yeah.
But every time you bring them up in a conversation, people go, no, I never heard of that dude. No,
yeah.
Right.
And so I really like the idea when you can bring those and let people know about them and
talk about
discover them.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, like you were saying, another reason why I mean, this movie apparently was a failure. Holds a 10% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. We know how accurate that is. 3.4 out of 10 on certain scales. Like, people don't get it, you know, and sometimes ratings can ruin a movie, but like, I'm of the belief that beauty's in the eye of the beholder, man. Not everyone's gonna agree with fucking dipshit, you know, critics.
Yeah.
You know, how often has, like, what's his face? One of the most well-known critics, whatever, Ebert or Roper, whatever the fucks, how often they go back and like, oh yeah, I was wrong back then, just because I was out of touch, you know? Yeah. So, absolutely, and that's why I'm glad we do this here. And yeah, I can't wait for Devil when you get back and do that show too, because yeah, it's more movies need recognition. You don't need to just watch what's out in theater, or you know, what's new and stuff, because people, I feel like, want to talk about the newest stuff just to get, you know, be the first to talk about it, you know. Just whatever's popular.
I was like, also too, though, like, part of the reason why I chose the movie that I did, it's a more recent one, is that, like, because there also is this idea that all movies suck now, and they're not all bad. Like, there is still good movies being made, you know. And we, you know, watched a bunch of westerns for the last movie book club, so that was like also a little bit of an influence on why I picked this one too.
Perfect transition there.
But again, it's, you know, it's one that I don't hear anybody talking about, you know, like I'm not sure if anyone heard of this or if anyone else watched it, but I thought it was a good movie, and I hope that other people would enjoy watching it too.
Yeah, that is perfect segue into the next movie, Butcher's Crossing, which came out last year, 2023, and just kind of like a, you know, little indie film that you know, kind of flew under the radar. I don't know if it went on. Did it come out in theaters? Did it go? Oh, I got a Wikipedia right here. If it just went straight to streaming services.
I don't know, because I honestly, now granted, like, I probably stopped watching new movies a while back ago, but I had not even heard of this movie at all.
Yeah, it was like,
me neither.
It was premiered at some Toronto festival. Hold on.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have heard of it either, but I searched Nick Cage on, like, you know, like movie apps and stuff like that, because I like watching Nick Cage movies, and I searched Nick Cage on Hulu, and this movie came up, and I was like, oh, I'll watch it. I'm interested.
It's by Saban Films, which sounds familiar as hell.
Yeah, Saban Films, they make a lot of good stuff.
Right on. And no, it didn't. I guess it just, like, it didn't go into theaters. It was just kind of one of those indie films that circuit, like, those film festivals and stuff like that, and then just eventually made its way to, like, Hulu and such like that. But yeah, critics give it a 6 out of 10, 74 on Rotten Tomatoes. Again, you know, not a reticle. What the hell am I trying to? What word am I trying to think of? Reliable. There it is. How did I get reticle from reliable? All right. See those Polish jokes? They were accurate in Raising Arizona. But yes, very not a comedy, because the last 3 movies were just goofy comedies. Gabs is like, should I do another comedy? I'm like, you pick whatever you want. Like, I didn't want to influence her decision at all. Pick whatever fucking movie you want. And she's just like, you know what? I'm gonna dig deep and just find a random. Gab's like,
well, I had watched it recently, like, for the first time. Like, I just came across it and watched it, and I thought it was good. And yeah, I was like, all right. Like, I couldn't pick. I was like, do I choose Mandy? Do I choose this? Do I choose that? I love so many Nicolas Cage movies, but yeah, so I decided to go with a more recent one that people probably hadn't seen.
Right on. And yeah, this is more of a drama thriller, kind of, just a drama where Nick Cage is a buffalo hunter. Is it buffalo or bison?
Yeah, bison.
Buffalo.
And buffalo. Same
thing.
Yeah, I don't know if they're technically the same thing, but similar things. Yeah.
Let me see. Buffalo. Okay, yes, it is buffalo. Back during the whole buffalo hunting era. It takes place in 1874, and it starts off with this son of a pastor who's looking for just.
He wants a different kind of an education. He doesn't want. He doesn't want to go to Harvard.
He don't
wants
want
to go
book smarts.
to the school of hard knocks.
Basically traded in, like how most people are like, hey, I'm not going to school, I'm gonna go work instead. So he basically had that mentality, and
well, he wanted to see the frontier, not sit in a classroom.
That too, but then he runs into this fur trader who he ran into his family 16 years prior, and was like, I'm looking to go on one of these.
Well, he went there looking for him. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying he ran into my family took you in 16 years ago, he says.
Yeah.
And then
I know, but that's what I'm saying. The kid went there looking for that guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I want to go on one of those buffalo hunts, and he's like, you're just a baby. And then he goes like, fuck you, I'm gonna go to Nick Cage instead. Nick Cage is all like, I ain't gonna just hunt no regular buffalo. I'm gonna go deep in the fucking mountains and fucking hunt these thick ass buffalo, extra thick.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to go. He wanted to go on this legendary hunt, like the big score, like not just
This was the big score. Yes, he wanted to do the big score. He was getting a team together, and he's like, I also need some money, and that's where this.
Yeah, he needed a financier.
So
some
this
of
guy.
The fun things.
So this kid ended up like, I got $600, which back then is like $6 billion. And they go on this buffalo hunt that was supposed to only be like a couple weeks, couple months, if tops, 3 months tops, I think. No, right? Was it 3?
He tells the guy 3 weeks, yeah, because he tells him $50 a week or whatever.
Right.
Like, that's what he's paying the guy.
I thought it was month. Could have sworn he said $60 a month, and I'm like, that's not a lot. But maybe it was weeks.
I would say either way, it's a lot of money for back then.
Right, and it was only supposed to be an X amount of time. They're having a great hunt. They're freaking murdering there's a ton of buffalo. And Nicolas Cage is going crazy. He's like, I gotta not just get some buffalo, I need all the buffalo. It's like that meme, what is that from? Parks and Rec, where Nick Offerman was like, I want all the eggs and bacon you have. He's like, I don't think you heard me. I don't want a lot of eggs and bacon. I want all the eggs and bacon you have. That was Nick Cage right here. He's like, I want all these buffalo. And it was just cool. Just I don't even know what to compare it to. Kind of just almost kind of like we watched The Lighthouse, and it's just a story of dudes just going crazy from working their asses off, and just like the hard life of frontier. And go ahead.
I was gonna say I liked how it kind of showed just how bad stuff can go so quickly. He wants to stay another week or whatever it is because he's just so greedy to get more of the pelts, and then they get trapped for the winter. And just how, that's how it was. Something so stupid as just waiting one extra week could put you in the situation of survival, having to make it through on the frozen mountain essentially. It's pretty. I like the westerns that you've seen now, because westerns back when they were more popular, you had the comedy ones or you had the action ones, you had but you've seen in this past 15 years a lot of real gritty westerns, real deep,
that's what I was gonna say, like less of like the spaghetti western and more gritty, more dark, more like this was a real fucked up time like to live,
I guess one movie I could think of that's kind of like just surviving the harsh terrain is what was that one where Leo fights a bear or something?
That was good too. What was that?
DiCaprio.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. But just like
didn't it start with a D?
D or R? I think it was D.
The Requiem.
The Reverend.
Reverence, I think, or something, right?
We're in that area. If anyone in chat,
we're close.
It's the Revenant.
The Revenant.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Insidious resident. You're our Jamie from Joe Rogan. He just searches.
He pulls it up.
He pulls everything up. There you go. Thank you. Well, yeah. No. Go ahead.
I was saying even the new True Grit, the remake of True Grit. Like if you watch the original with freaking John Wayne.
John Wayne?
Yeah, the original with John Wayne. It is so, it's a Western of that time. But then you see the new one, the one with, what's his name?
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yes.
Also a
It
Coen
is so
Brothers
much
movie.
darker.
Yeah, it's Coen Brothers.
Yeah. So it's, I do like these new Westerns, the new generation of Westerns. They're kind of really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a genre that I really enjoy. That was another reason why I picked this movie, because I just like those like Western movies.
And I thought this one was good too, because you had like everyone had like their own kind of motive for going out there, right? Because you had the kid who's going out there to try to learn and want to learn about life, and you had him, Nicolas Cage's character. And like for him, like, it kind of sets up like everyone saying like, oh, he's crazy. He doesn't really know what he's talking about. There's no real, huge herd of buffalo. You can't.
Yeah, there's no buffalo there. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's like, for me, like I thought that he wasn't just there just for the money, but he was just there to prove that he was right.
Yeah, there's a point of pride, that he knew they were there. He saw them and he wanted to prove to people that they were there. But also not just that, but like, because he had proof, they had the buffalo, but he didn't want to stop. Like, he wanted all of the damn buffalo.
Yeah.
He wanted the biggest score possible. And if they had left when they were supposed to leave, he would have made his money. But because he wanted to stay, they got stuck. And the bubble burst. They didn't make it back in time.
And they made
the industry was over.
Hated the buffalo too, right?
What was that?
Right, like he was like obsessed. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's going like crazy. That's why I kind of compare it to The Lighthouse. How how just that moment of just everyone was going crazy. Fucked up isolation, with just these guys always eating the same fucking buffalo meat, just going nuts. Yeah,
the guy freaking out. I was like, I'm sick of eating fucking buffalo meat.
Hell yeah. I like these fucked up, like, just times that were like harsh times kind of movies. Yeah, like these real life westerns. And yeah, it was, I thought it was good.
Say also lesson to learn in that movie: you don't fuck with the dude that is making the food. Like, you don't fuck with the cook. Leave the cook alone.
He'll poison you. He'll get you. Although he didn't poison him enough, got busted and got busted. He didn't make it.
Yeah, and that was like super brutal too. Just like somebody brutalizing an old man. Like, yeah, he was poisoning you. Like, he's like, he was poisoning. He tried to kill me. It's like, yeah, but like he didn't kill you. And was he trying to kill you, or is he just trying to give you diarrhea? Because if he wanted to kill you, he would have put a ton of poison, and you would have been dead. And people would have been like, why is he dead? But they wouldn't have been that bothered about it. They would have been like, well, shit, he's dead. Oh well, So it's.
Heck yeah. But yeah, man, just a good old fashioned survival. If this was a video game, it'd be a survival crafting game.
And I liked too that, like, in the end, when they got back, like the guy, that owned the little fur trading spot, like, he asked him, like, was it worth it? And he said, like, he saw what he needed to see.
Yeah.
So like he got the education he was looking for. He saw the harsh reality of the world.
Yeah. And it's because you were saying like how it's almost like Nicolas Cage almost got killed because of his pride. This kid almost got killed because of his curiosity. The other guys just got paid. Greed.
But I was saying, but he died because of his greed. Yeah,
Yeah.
he actually died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Charlie, the camp cook, like he died, but he had faith in Nicolas Cage. He believed in Nicolas Cage's character, Miller. He followed him out there because he believed in him, and he died too.
Yeah.
It really was sad was the family. You guys remember that part when like the poor mom comes up with her 2 kids in the wagon and they have to tell him just to head on, and I loved how that showed that they said, you can be a soft dude, you can try to be nice, but that gets you killed too.
Yeah.
That's the harsh reality on the frontier, and also too, because like when that first happened, like when I first saw that, like in my mind too, like just knowing like about that time period, because you don't know like if there's somebody hiding in that wagon, you don't know if they're gonna rob you first, so like it might look like a woman and her fucking dying kids, but you don't know, and you can't take that chance, so you have to tell them like, hey, town's that way, sorry, hope you make it, but we're on a different fucking mission here,
And she was going for that gun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know the possibilities of like they were getting ready to rob the men.
For sure. Yeah. And they're, and also too, they might not have been bad people, but they're desperate. They're, they're afraid of dying, and you're gonna do what you can to save you and your kids in that situation. But when it comes down to it, sometimes it's like you or me, and you have to, have the, like, not everybody, like, I get wanting to help people, but that's the rough reality of like being in those types of situations or in those places. Like, you have to have that ability to make that decision, like the hard call, the call that people don't want to have to make.
Yeah, that's what made this. That's why I enjoyed this movie. I watched it quite a few times when it popped up on the playlist while I was streaming in the Discord. I was like, "Oh, this is on again? Fucking, let's go!" I don't know, something about it. Just the grittiness, the harshness of the made. I'll tell you what, the fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 stream coming soon. That's all I want. That's all I've been wanting to play since watching this and some other westerns.
Yeah, I've just been in such a like western mood lately, and like right before I watched that movie, I watched Bone Tomahawk again, which is like one of my favorite movies. We'll have to do that one on here for sure.
Bone Tomahawk is fucked up. You guys ever seen Bone Tomahawk?
Yeah,
I have not.
No? Oh man, yeah, it's fucked up. It's one of those like just gory. What are those?
Oh, you cut out.
Oh, did I? Oh
yeah,
no,
you froze.
oh, hold on. I think we're back. We're good. Okay, I think.
Yeah, stream's fine.
All right, cool. Bone Top. What are those movies called where it's just blood and guts and just not like? I know that movie's not entirely
not, like,
that
full on gore. I mean, it's it's a western, but it's like a gritty one. Like people get kidnapped by a tribe of cannibals and they have to like go rescue them from the cannibals.
Man, what was that one movie that was like absolutely like fucked up and it just showed way like not showed too much, but like it was showing like really gory. Oh fuck!
Green Hell.
Wait, isn't that
Green
a game?
Green Inferno. Green Hell is the game. The movie's Green Inferno.
Green Inferno. Oh yeah, that was. Yeah. I was.
But I mean, Bone Tomahawk too. It's pretty gory. Like the cannibal Indians, like they like cut somebody in half, like like from the asshole. And
oh my god!
Just pretty graphic. Seeing somebody get chopped in half. Like seeing someone get butchered like an animal.
Oh my god! Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of the movie that was.
Paddington 2.
Why did that sound? You sounded like such a fucking like voice actor. Paddington 2. Sounded.
I don't know.
That was great. Oh shit! But yes, this was not as gory as Bone Tomahawk, but this was right up there with Yeah, some of those The Revenant. I haven't even seen The Revenant, but just harsh, gritty. I can picture almost the same thing. Nick Cage is playing Leo DiCaprio, and the wolf are Buffalo, or the bear is Buffalo, whatever. But
Nick Cage would be raped by the buffalo. Great, sorry.
Yep. Shit. Let's see. Samael in the chat, howdy buddy, saying I heard someone compared Bone Tomahawk to 30 Days of Night recently in terms of brutality. I have not seen 30 Days of Night. Was that
That's
brutal?
a good movie.
Was it? That was a vampire one, right?
Yeah. Josh Hartnett, they're in Alaska. It's dark for 30 days, and like the vampires take over the town and are just slaughtering people.
Decent, yeah. Oh man, I haven't thought about that. Yeah, I haven't thought about that in forever. Hot dog. And Amin Ra saying John Wayne movies are good. I don't think I've ever watched a single John Wayne movie. I gotta.
Really, dude?
Yeah,
I've never seen a John Wayne movie.
Paul hasn't seen like any movies that aren't starring Adam Sandler or Mr. Bean.
Or Mr. Bean.
Or Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore. Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan. That was the other one. Yeah.
I love Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan book clubs coming soon. Fuck. Yes. You don't know how much I love Jackie Chan. I just like goofy shit.
Sounds like you need to do a John Wayne one, man.
Yeah.
Let's do a John Wayne.
Cowboys in there.
Hell yeah.
If you wait till I get back, I would love to be on that one.
You got it.
I love John Wayne movies.
You let me know when you're coming back, and the first one I'm doing is John Wayne. We'll get Amin Ra here as well. Hell yeah, we'll get you guys back. Fuck yeah.
Because that's the idea of book club, is to get you to watch new stuff, not stuff you already like.
Well, I also want people to enjoy the things that I love.
Yeah, but who hasn't seen Rush Hour? Everybody's watched these Jackie Chan movies.
But who's seen Who Am I? All right, Who Am I is the best Jackie Chan movie ever. Shit. Samuel saying Paul needs to see McClintock.
That is the best. If you want I would say that's probably would be my choice, even though it's probably one of his most famous. But since you haven't seen it, it'd be great to choose. But McClintock is one of those movies that is just so well done.
Is that a John Wayne movie?
Yes.
Okay.
It is one of his best classic. Yeah. Just I've seen that movie about 40 times at this point. It's absolutely perfect.
Well, I'm never gonna not call it McClintock, because I butchered it the first time, so I will McClintock it up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm purely retarded. Yeah, no, we gotta definitely do some classics like John Wayne Gacy. No, right, that's not the same. Word association. Anyways.
Oh, Paul.
I know. I'm definitely filling out those Polish
I think Gacy's a pretty good movie, actually.
Oh yeah. We should do movies on serial killers too. I'm thinking of all sorts of ideas. If you have an idea, if you join the Discord, there is a section for book club community picks. Throw any one of these days I'm gonna get a panel, and none of us are gonna choose. I'm gonna spin the wheel and choose 4 random movies from the community, and we'll have to all watch it, all random.
Nice.
That sounds like a good idea to me. But yes, or just random if other people have suggestions for themes for either.
Yeah, because sometimes people don't want to necessarily come on, but they might have a movie that that they want to recommend other people to see. So
absolutely. So if you haven't joined my Discord, that's kind of the place to go, the place to be. Let me find a link for y'all. Oh, hold on.
So were you wrapping up then?
We are wrapping up here. Yes, sorry. I'm trying to find a link here to the.
No, you're fine. I just was gonna say, I'm trying to duck out. The boys are hitting me up for some Valheim. So
she's trying to play some Valheim. I see.
So if my
Now we see what's
services are
important.
so if my services are no longer required here.
Your services are no longer required. Ladies and gentlemen, oh wait, oops, screwing everything up here. Gabs, you all can find her on my channel playing all sorts of games. We're the Gruesome Twosome. We're playing Outward and all that other stuff, and she's gonna force probably Insidious and I to play Valheim real soon because she's addicted, as you could tell. Just waiting to itching. Give me some.
They're gonna go get metal without me, and if I want some of that sweet metal, I gotta be there, do my part.
Alrighty, well, you go ahead and hop off and go do that, and I'll do the rest intros or outros in right now. But thank you very much, Gabs. You've been lovely as always, and I'll talk to you.
Good to be here as always. Good to see you, Insidious. Nice to meet you, Devil. I don't think we've been on anything together, so it was a pleasure.
Yeah, great picking.
Nice to meet you too. Yep.
Alrighty. Bye, Gabs. Oh.
Okay.
Alrighty. Damn, I'm so late with the soundboards. Anyways, alright. Thank you again, everyone, for popping in. Oh, Bend Over suggesting anime. Yeah, the longer format of media, meaning TV shows, anime, books, video games. Yeah, I gotta eventually, make a day for those and just get a panel and talk about one game or one anime, because I splitting it up into 4, that's way too much. So I have an idea for what game will be first for book club. I'm planning that out, and then next week we're back to music because we're just alternating music and movies each week. Next week I got Static 2020 on Wednesday. What is that, June 5th, I think it is? Yeah. June 5th, yes. So next Wednesday, June 5th, I'll have Static 2020. I still have some slots open. We'll be talking music albums of our choosing, no theme. And yes, that will be in the next episode. So I want to thank everybody in the chat, and thanks you guys. Let's outro you guys out. Devil made me do it. I know you don't have, this is the last thing you're gonna do anything for a while, but you want to say anything to the people before you leave us forever? Oh God.
I'll be back. But yeah, I will see everyone sometime.
Love it. We will greatly miss you. Yeah, I'm gonna be sad the next couple Saturdays without doing the pub, and then I'm just gonna be sad if we do the pub without you. I'm gonna be sad doing that because I'm like, this just isn't right. Where's my questions? I want a random question now. But Devil, I hope you have an awesome break from the interwebs. Get your shit done that you need done IRL. Get the step away from the madness that is the internet. I think that's when people talk about mental health. I think stepping away from the internet and just taking a break from that is probably one of the components, because we're humans. We're supposed to be out in the real world. This did go touch grass, people. Yeah. but no, yeah. I hope you get your shit done and then eventually come back and rejuvenated. And Samael crying in the chat. Don't leave me, Devil. Oh God.
I will be back, I promise.
Right on. And yes, but I will still shill your channel as much as I can. Everybody go subscribe to Beelzebub or Bub Hub. Beelzebub. I always get I'm targeted with words. I can't fucking get it down. Beelzebub. And although there will not be any new content for a while, go check out all the old content. Go watch all the previous Beelzebubs. We've had a great time over there. And hell yeah. Absolutely. And you will greatly be missed.
Thank you.
Alrighty. And Insidious, you got anything other than constantly being on my channel harassing me?
I do.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow I will be on with James for the community event. He's doing that Team Fortress 2.
Right on.
So that'll be fun.
Right
and
on.
then, yeah. And I'm back with you Friday for Grounded. And of course, Company Boys this weekend. Probably another double feature, right? Because we got
another
Saturday we'll be doing something, and then Sunday we'll be playing more Ghost of Tsushima with Nerdy Neo.
Oh yeah. Let's I'm gonna triple lock him down for that. Cause I asked if he was available, but I don't know if I said, are you down to play some Ghost of Tsushima with us?
Yeah, maybe I should handle the scheduling, Paul.
You know what? That would actually that might work out pretty well. I'm gonna have to hire you, start paying you to help me out. Hell yeah. But yes, Company Boys, look out for the channels coming out soon. And for now, it is hosted here on Saturday, noons. That doesn't make sense. At noon Central Time on Saturdays, noonish Polish time. You know how Polish time works. And then same
usually
thing.
Paul's ready by 2.
I'm usually ready by 2, but now that there's no pub, it's usually because Friday night's pub, and I'm done by 4, so I gotta catch up on sleep, and then I'm usually late by then. But since there's not gonna be no pubs for a while, I'll be able to go to sleep early and probably be ready by 12. We'll see. Can't promise nothing. But yes, that will definitely check back for some gaming fun times. And then, yeah, me and Gabs are going to be trying to get back to Outward. With that game's hella fun. Speaking of front...
Devil, great to finally be able to talk to you in real person.
Yeah, definitely nice to meet you in person too. Like I said, seen you in a chat a bunch, but never got to actually talk to you, so very cool.
Both these gentlemen are legends. Follow Beelzepub, follow Insidious over on Twitters, and then eventually soon on the Company Boys channel, and then here, playing games, harassing me, trying to just, get me to smell farts all the time, and play games that constantly have farts in them.
Goddamn farts! Good God!
Love it. Anyways, I think I could finally end the show. What do you say, Beetlejuice?
Go ahead, you got it.
Thank you very much. And that will do it for today, everybody. Samael giving one last message saying, seriously, have a great break, dude. See you when you get back. Absolutely. Samael. Shut the fuck up.
Him, man.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna...
Shut up, bitch!
Thank you. And I will end it there. Thank you guys so much once again to the chat and the panelists and everybody. Be sure to... Oh, did I do the fucking Discord in the chat? I didn't do the Discord in the chat. Let's go. Discord in the chat. Join the Discord. These movies will be playing along with Paddington 2 and the Dr. Calamari's cabinets. Love y'all. Peace out. And see ya. Bye.